How important are thumbnails for your videos? Good Tuesday afternoon to you all YouTube. It's about 4:04 now in the afternoon. I thought I would make this real quick. I know it won't be real quick. You guys don't have to tell me that. The importance of a good thumbnail for your videos on YouTube. You can see here by this image here, this is just some of the thumbnails that came up when I started looking through my subscriptions. And you can see quite a few of those use a dedicated thumbnail. I'm going to point a few of them out though for you. Okay, here's a couple of good ones here. One's Watch JR Go. That's this one down here. I like his because of the background he uses for his letters. It makes it stand out much better. Now this one up here is Cold War Motors, and it does pretty good too because he's taken the time to make sure that his letters show up. In other words, he hasn't used a background that will clash with his letters for his title. So that's a good idea. And as we see here, even old Bill, old 64 Goat, gets in on it. That's an excellent thumbnail there. And I'm just guessing, Bill, but I think you just pick one of the ones that come up in the when you upload the video. I think there's 3 you can choose from. I believe that's what you're doing here. I don't know. You may be using your own way of doing it. I don't know, but that's a good video, good thumbnail for it though. Okay, other makers here. I watch Musty One. A lot of you guys do. Now his usually are pretty good on his thumbnails, but now you can see on this one's not the best. The one is, for one thing, it's got all this stuff down here. Well, now the watch probably wouldn't be there, but the time is always there. So you're gonna have to kind of watch where you put the words at, because otherwise they're covered up by the time, and that doesn't bode well for your message that you're trying to convey. But again, as I said, I kind of like this about the best of these one here, and I'm going to look at some other ones here just real quick. Now this is old 64 Goats videos here. Just to give you an idea of what he does with them, you can see most of the ones that he does, he does put some words on there and uses his titles and things like that for his thumbnails, which is good because you can see that at a glance when you're looking at your home or your subscriptions page or whichever one. You can see exactly what it's about and things like that, and that makes sense. Bill's a good YouTuber. Now, talking about YouTubers and guys that know how to do it, this guy here, and you guys all know him, I'm sure, Scotty Kilmer. He has over 1.5 million viewers, subscribers. So his brand of videos are not for everybody, but they do a pretty good job of it. Like I said, he gets his message across. His thumbnails always have a little bit of a snap bait type quality to them. You see sorry on one of them. I've seen some where he says I'm not going to do this anymore, things like that. Some things that will catch your attention, and always something with Scotty. He generally has himself in the video and in the thumbnail. You can see he's down in the corner here a lot of the times, and so he does a really good job of it. I like his way of doing it. Now I'm crazy about his car repair videos, but he still does a pretty good job of selling himself on YouTube. Now we talked about Watch JR Go just a minute ago, but this is his. If you go and click on his videos, this is what comes up. You can see all of those are easy to see. You can see real easy that what each one is about and things like that. The eye catching ability of the thing he uses to do this is good. Most of the time he uses like an orange background or a red, and then sometimes blue, obviously, from looking at these. But it's a pretty good deal. Now, here's the thing: you can actually find YouTube thumbnail creators on. If you Google that, you'll come up with some programs. Adobe Spark is one of them. I checked it out. I was going to try to download it and use it to see how it worked, but it's an online type thing when you start out, and it will make a thumbnail for you. You can provide your own picture or whatever you want to do, and then add your custom words to it or whatever. But it has a logo on it. Now the logo is not a big deal because the logo is located right down in this area here, and so it's not even visible when you make that, because it's always covered up by the time. So as far as that goes, that wouldn't be a bad idea to do that. I may try that in the future and just show you what it comes out, how it comes out. But for right now, the way I do it and the way I have been doing it, if you look at some of my thumbnails, you will notice that I don't use the background on mine, but that is going to change, I do believe. I've come up with a way, and it's probably nothing earth-shattering, but the way you can do it on your own videos for nothing if you've got Microsoft Paint. And I love Paint. I don't care what anybody says. It's one of my favorite graphics programs. Now here we see, you guys may recognize this from a previous video I did on one of my trip to visit Mom. This was one of the backgrounds I used for my thumbnail. And for this little thing here, we're going to call this a bridge to nowhere. Now, right now it's just a picture, and so we want to put some words on it to make it stand out a little bit. So there's several ways that you can go with that. Now it's hard to see, but there you have Bridge to Nowhere as the title, and you barely can't see it. Now that's not a good way of doing this. Obviously, you want to choose a font, and you want to choose a color that will stand out, and so that you can be noticed, and you can see it at a glance. These thumbnails are called that because that's what they are. They're small little pictures of your representation of your video, and you really want the best foot forward on this. So there you can see what happens if I take the same exact title and put a background on it. That's not a bad looking thing. Now you can see it at a glance. You know what it says, and you know what it's about, things like that. Obviously I probably would have put this in a different place, but this is just a sample of how you do it. A better place to put it would be up here. As you can see here, that's the background, and then you just add the words to it. You can do this one of two different ways. Like I said, you can do it this way. Put you a block in there, a square, rectangle, whatever you want to call it, the color, whichever one you want, and then you can add words to it. Now that's even better, I think, because it stands out. You can see it really easy, and I think that's a very good way of doing it. So there's just a couple of things that you can do to help your videos if you want. I got to doing it. It's a trend in YouTube, and I thought it would make like I said, your video stand out a little bit. I don't know that it increases views all that much, but it may not. I don't know. But I think that YouTube has always promoted thumbnails as a way of helping people to see what you offer and things like that. So that's going to do it. Like I said, if I do use the Adobe Spark, I will let you know and tell you about that on how it comes out. So that would be kind of nice. So that's going to do me. You guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see ya.